Eddie is brushing his teeth and washing his face when his mobile phone, which is plugged into a wall socket and charging, rings. With his wet hands and wet face, Eddie grabs his phone to answer the call. That's when he receives the shock of his life. Eddie lets out a scream and falls to the floor. Luckily for him, while falling, the phone was pulled out of its socket and the electricity supply to the phone is cut off. Eddie lays groaning in pain on the floor. He was rushed to the hospital for treatment. What happened? Well, Eddie, who suffered burns to his cheek and palm, was careless and nearly paid for it with his life. Eddie received an electric shock when electricity flowed from his charging mobile phone through his wet hands and face into his body. Electricity is a form of energy which flows through conductors, and our body is also an electrical conductor. When we touch a faulty appliance or exposed wires that have electricity, the energy will pass through our body and give us an electric shock. This can be a very serious injury and can cause death. Electricity is very useful, but it is also very deadly if not used properly. We must handle electricity wisely and safely to avoid getting shocked. Let's learn more about the do's and don'ts of electrical safety. Do keep fingers and other objects out of electric sockets and small appliances, such as toasters. Do keep electrical wires and appliance cords away from sources of heat. Do use properly earthed 3-pin plugs for all electrical appliances. Do allow only licensed or government-approved electricians to repair electrical appliances. Do switch off the mains when doing electrical work. Don't touch switches or electrical appliances with wet hands. Don't leave electrical appliances, like irons, switched on for a long time. Don't use faulty electrical appliances or frayed electrical wires. Don't remove a plug from a socket by pulling on the cord. Pull the plug instead. Don't place electrical appliances near water sources like sinks, bathtubs, swimming pools, etc. Don't plug adapters into adapters and avoid using adapters filled with plugs when possible. Don't use an electrical appliance before reading the manual on how to operate it correctly. Don't pinch cords in windows or doors or under furniture. By practicing these safety precautions and avoiding negligence, we'll be able to stay safe when using electricity.